I have great help too.
Yes, let's talk about your help, shall we?
No,
Tell us about the crew.
Yeah, so I got it's actually great. We have I had 3 folks working for me on the trail crew. 2 of them work for me in the winter on the ski patrol. The other one is a comp center employee. So they work for Jimmy McCormick at the competition center. And race 1, that is correct. And they killed it. I gave them marching orders every morning. They went out and we cleaned up a couple years of backlog of blowdowns and snag trees over on Burnt Mountain. Obviously that being kind of a premium offering on the East Coast. It's kind of one of our signature things that we do. We want to make sure that that's in tip-top, superior shape if people are going to invest the money in doing that. So that was a big priority. Went out and did that. We cut the new survey line for the new lift over on west side of the mountain.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. Got that all cleared out so the engineering crew could come in and start designing a lift. And then we worked extensively on lift line clearances, brushing back all the lift line corridors to meet the state tramway board's standards and requirements to make sure we can run our lifts and they pass inspection.
The state tramway board.
They're also in charge of elevators.
Wow.
Elevator and tramway board.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they have to trim the brush around elevators too?
No.
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 Wow. So they're the ones that come and inspect, and you have to have all those distances.
It's actually interesting. There's only like 1 or 2 people in all of New England that come and actually do the inspections, and then they report to the individual states' tramway boards, and they sign off on making sure that all of your lifts meet code.
So when you do
process.
when you do those tests each year, they're a part of that as well.
They are, yeah.
With the weight tests and things.
Well, the load test, there's certain parameters under which we have to do a load test. That doesn't have to happen every year. It's pretty much when you, don't get me wrong, I don't work directly in the lift department, so don't quote me on this, but it's pretty much when you replace the drive or any part of the mechanism that propels the lift. That's when you have to do what they call a load test. When they come and do the inspection, they're looking at the haul rope, the braking systems, making sure that the corridor is clear of any debris. And they have like a whole bunch of inspection parameters that they have to basically check off to do your annual license, basically, or your permit. So for us on the trail crew, it's basically maintaining a certain clearance on all sides of the chair corridor to make sure that there isn't any, if the wind is blowing and the chair swings a certain direction and the tree bends a certain direction, you want to make sure that people riding the chair don't get entangled.
That doesn't happen.
That's because it's windy outside.
We also have to blow down.
Yeah, so I got a chainsaw, don't worry. I'll take care of that if it gets any closer.
Yes, I know you do.
But yeah, so we did that, and then the really exciting news for everybody at CVA and the race teams, there's been an incredible amount of support from the community, raising funds. We at the 11th hour cleared a second survey line for a T-bar on Lower Comp Hill.
There's no one that's not excited about that.
It's amazing because I think the really cool thing is that was not paid for by the mountain, but it was supported by the mountain. So a whole bunch of donations came through, and they have, again, I'm not an employee of CVA either, so don't quote me on this, but it sounds like they have the funding to put in a T-bar, a high-speed T-bar, much like what they did at Sunday River a couple years back. So they'll have a T-bar that begins at PV and goes up to above Tote Crosscut, for those who are savvy with the layout of narrow gauge, right around miles mile. So it's going to offer up really quick, easy access to Kangaroo Hill and Lower Comp Hill, to CVA and a bunch of the other race academies and ski teams that come here to train. So they'll get bang for the buck. It's great for them because they can do quick laps, but it's a win for everybody at Sugarloaf because they don't those people aren't going to be standing in the lift lines.
Right.
They're going to have their own lift where they can do what they need to do and focus their time, so they're not riding a lift 3/4 of the way up the mountain and then skiing down at the start of the course. They're just going to be able to lap where they want to train.
Well, it's a win for everyone. And,
Absolutely.
and especially with participation down at CVA, it's full.
Yeah.
They're cranking.
So there's a lot of really, like, it's been a tough couple of years as far as keeping everybody, like, abreast of what's happening, but there's a lot of really cool stuff happening around here right now.
Right.
Difficult time to do the business, to do the work and get it done, but we're making it happen.
There you go.
It's pretty cool.